So we're just looking at tongue position. This is a pedal B flat on trombone, and then a low B flat, middle B flat, high B flat, taken from an MRI machine. Of course, I forgot to oil my valves again today, so we've still got 1 minute until we start. Have a look at those pictures. The old quick valve oil in the bottom of the valves trick, and it's not working very well at all. Been flat out today setting up a new, oh goodness, a new Pro Tools Studio. Oh crikey. The joys of going live. Welcome everybody, welcome to week 3. While I'm putting my valve back together here, never oil your valves when you're live streaming, because it's bound to go horribly wrong. Crikey, let's just screw that back on there. Did we all fill out our practice progress charts? Did we print them out? There's a link, I'll show you shortly, and put them in an envelope. Week 2, you should be starting to notice some improvement already. Let me know. Let me know if you're stuck with the same breath control and the same articulation on every single duration and speed. I won't believe you. Things should already be starting, even after 2 weeks. Things should be starting to loosen up. So I didn't look back at week 1 as much as I wanted to. I'm going to go back and fill one of these out, which we didn't do last week, but I want to do it. Here we go. So here's an envelope. It works. Week 2. Put it in there and forget about it. Hide it. Not allowed to look at it for another 3 weeks. All right, now let me just see what's going on here. Good. We're rolling. Week 3. Yep, let me just refresh that baby there. Make sure we're streaming. We are. All good. F to B flat, E flat to A flat, bass concert pitch. What's the first thing we do? Put our finger that's got valve oil on it in between our teeth. Close eyes. Should be becoming more familiar now, not foreign. Then we grab the breathing bag. And again, the breathing bag visualizers, spirometers, breathing tubes, wind sticks, all sorts of things in the wind pack that are available here. Great way of practicing your deep breathing, keeping everything open, and just getting ready for our long tones. Let's go again here. See if I can. I keep looking over here because that's where the screen is. Should look at the laptop. I'm sorry. Can still only get 4.5 on here. I'll be convinced by the end of week 5 that it's an aging body, shrinking lung capacity. Until then, I'll just keep working on it. It's pretty conclusive. And as I said a couple of days ago, I'm going to do the minute long, so make sure we call third position or first valve. Fresh new chart, how exciting. And start off by playing just a long tone for as long as we can. So this is the new thing. Every day, play a long tone. It doesn't help when you've got a bit of juice running down the back of your throat and it all gets itchy. Let's try that again. So I'm going to take a couple of big breaths out, then fill up. Just on the minute today. So you can just feel on any particular day. Some days you just keep going forever. Some days it's really hard work. A bit tired, run down, running around all day, dealing with technical issues, all sorts of things. Excuse me. And other days feels great. But anyway, so we're working on our minute. So if we can do a long tone for a minute, we should be able to do a long tone, the harmonic slow for a minute as well. So if you're new here, welcome. You need to register Largo status. You've got to get your Largo status, and that will also set you up for the practice progress charts here. If you're not signed in, it's not going to remember your progress. So you'll come back tomorrow and go, where are all the boxes that I ticked? You've got to be signed in. Got it written up here. You must be registered and signed in for it to store your progress. So there's a click just there. So click there, sign up. Doesn't cost you anything. Come back for the 5 weeks. Well, we've got 3 weeks to go of this is an introductory challenge, but you may have started afterwards and you're just working through the 5 weeks. Well done. So today we're going to just get stuck straight into it. I'm going to start at 144 again. This is my area that I'm working on. It'll be different for everyone. Let me just go there. So find your range of speed and aim at increasing it every day. Finding that time limit and the speed limit. The 1 beat speed limit. Where can you do 1 beat of, say, 16ths at 132, but you can't get 2 beats and you can't get 1 beat at 138. There is your 1 beat time limit, speed limit. So you can't get 2 beats, you can't get 1 beat at 138. And that's when you know you've found your limit, and that's where you work from. So I grab metronome. Now, if you're new here, again, I use this analog metronome because by the time my digital metronome down here that you should be using, by the time I hear it, it's already streamed to you. So you'd be hearing that earlier than what I am. So I can't use it, unfortunately, while streaming. So 144. And at this tempo, and everywhere forward of that, I am going to just do it beat by beat. Previous to this, I'm just going to see how long I can go for. And today, being the first day of the week, it's your choice. You might want to just do 3 lines, 5 lines, 10 lines, but as long as you push your speed limit and your time limit, that's the main thing. So you might choose to do 1 every 3 lines or every second line. And what I mean by that is, just say you're starting at 100. That's where I'm starting. Although I might even just do 108 because there was no real difference between the 100 and the 104. So I'm going to do 108 and all the way through. But you might choose to do 108, 120, 138, even if they're only quarter notes or eighth notes. Do every 3rd or 4th line, but I'm going to do them all and then come back and push my limit on them all every day. And after 2 weeks of doing it already, some surprising benefits from doing it. Here we go. I haven't played much today. I've just been messing around with a couple of recording things and my Pro Tools broke down. In the other weeks, quite often I'm doing a full warm-up, but not a full warm-up, a warm-up, but very, very quickly and explaining a lot of the concepts. Today, I just want to get straight into it. So it's 8 beats down. Now 5 seconds, watching the clock. So I can tick 1, 2, 4, 8. 5 seconds. Now 10 seconds. So 10 seconds. Ticked. 15. we're just using this energy. You've taken a breath, you've filled up the balloon. Here's the balloon. Here's your lungs. No squeezing of the balloon until your air is running down, and as you go for longer than the body has to engage. But at the start, it's literally passive. No active squeeze, passive reduction. 20 seconds. So take a little break, just make sure I'm right. Yeah, 20 seconds is the grey line. 25. Almost fell off there at one stage, but managed to keep going. And already I've got no idea how long I got 144 for last week. I'm not going to look. I'll be surprised to find out later. So that was 35, was it? That was 30. So going for 35. Right, so I'm going to move on from that today. It's up to 152. Five seconds. 10. Wah, 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 wah. Tiny movement of the aperture corners. 15 seconds. So So when you've got the optimum airflow, the right shape, no pinch in the middle of the lips. Remember, I want the lips to interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords. So just changing the point of oscillation from here to here. There's heaps of this all through the first 2 weeks. I break it right down. So if you're new here and you're starting on the F to the B flat, you're probably jumping ahead. And if you haven't done your Largo status, you're jumping way ahead. Make sure you're doing Largo status in conjunction with your week 1 of the challenge. But you're still welcome. Join here and put in a video. You can upload your video, send it to me from Dropbox, or you can drop it there. And there's a folder, and I'll take them from there. And then at the end of 5 weeks, you send me your progress, which is really cool. Rightio. So I just did, what's the white one is 15, so let's go for 20. So I fell off there, so I'm done. Now back at 138, I'm just going to go for as long as I can go for. Full breath. Let it all out. Full breath. So I was falling off all over the place, but that's okay. It gives me something to work on tomorrow. Cancel. We'll go down to about 20, 10, 15, 20. Let's go up to 126. I'm just flying through today. Got heaps to do. We're all busy. Some days you'll be wanting to just check out, fill out one box. Other days you might want to do 2 hours. I wouldn't recommend 2 hours. 2 hours practice for sure, but not 2 hours on this. Remember, the first day is the longest day. So I'm just showing you a moderate kind of how to set up for week 1. And again, I'm doing each level. You don't have to do each one of them each day, but if you do, you'll get more benefits from it. 160. Seconds. 10. 5. So I won't tick that because it was all over the shop, but it's a good place to start. 132. If you're at the Facebook page, go across to mysterymastery.com/wihsc, and we're on day 3. Air in, air out. Air in, expand, air out. So that was actually 40 plus 3 plus 2, so 45. So started a little bit before the 12. Oops, that's not it. Hang on, yes it was. And finished after the 40, so it got to 45, which is good. Let's get rid of that one there. Fill out, fill out, fill out, fill out, fill out, fill out. So there's obviously a bit of an issue there, but we'll come back tomorrow. 168, flying through. Just coming back and doing it every day. I don't know how many people have done it. And I can guarantee you do it. I just saw the word error flash up. That's going to upset me. Let's see if there's a problem here. No, we're good. We're good, we're good. Okay, so 168. Again, even when, let's do a preparatory exercise, even when we're doing it quickly, the body's desire is to kick. We're going faster, so we panic, we tighten up. But at the end of the day, we do our preparatory exercise. I've got blooming stuff everywhere over here. So where's the metronome tempo? Wah, 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 wah. So we can move the mouth that quickly. So then if we're passive at the start, we're learning the feeling of it, and then we experience it on the lead pipe. You'd laugh if you could see what's over here. There's stuff everywhere. So there's the feeling right there. So you've set the feeling in the body. Maintain that feeling when metronome goes on. See how long we can go for. Seconds. So I'm not going to tick that. You can hear it just moving around. It's not spot on, not nailed. So come back tomorrow. Oh, and that was up at 171. 126. How long can we go for? And again, you don't have to be doing these tempos. There are people that can do it faster than me, people that can do it for longer than me. Doesn't matter where I'm at. Where are you at? And where are you up to on the chart? Constantly looking to get one extra beat, one extra second. Breathing out. We're learning to open up. Lungs are here. Expanding here. Releasing the abdominal wall. And then expanding, stretching. Expel everything. So 45, as you would have seen in previous weeks, this is where my general lung capacity for doing harmonic slurs is at. On a regular, well, that was a little more than a regular breath. I was expanding a bit. But still, that's where I kind of top out. But then there are times when I can get to 60, 65. I hit one that was 70. Bizarre. Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. 176. Any questions? I need to keep checking in, having a look. Any thoughts, questions, criticisms, or queries, stock market tips? Uh, 176. Seconds. Ten. So it's just not quite there. Again, that's okay. 120. Almost done. Not going for long today. We don't have to do it for hours every day. And a lot of the time in the first 2 weeks is all the explanation. It's there. There is so much information. If you're prepared to sit down, do a practice routine with the video on, you'll learn heaps. Here we go. 120. See how long we can go for. So it's 50. And these are time limits. They're not speed limits here. So that's what we're looking for, is basically where our time limit meets our speed limit. And there's a dramatic, have a look at the gradient again. There. So those two, I just got a better breath that time. So I had the extra 5 seconds. Here, I just ran out of breath, but it wasn't an issue with the speed. So I could quite actually happily not go back any further than 120. But I will do a couple more. 184. And there is a big difference between E to A and F to B flat. People will go, they're right next to each other, but there is a different shape from there is just a slightly different shape in the aperture corners. There's a different shape in the mouth, and at any time when we go from one note to the next, to the next, to the next, and that's why I'm doing it like this, it could trigger the body into overblowing or pinching the lips, the two big problems. That's what we're looking for. Logic says if you can do 5 seconds, you can do 10. Am I right? I'm right. You can do 5, you can do 10. There's no logic in this. This is the whole point. It just becomes more complex the faster you go. 116. Open all the way through. I forgot where I started. I did look and then I completely just forgot. So I'll do 40 and we can come back. 40, excuse my Aussie accent. 40 and cool. 192. seconds. Yeah, I started off badly, and you could feel that I was starting to find it towards the end. It was really close, wasn't it? Just on the back of the beat. I'm just so close to do it. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's the feeling of it. It's just the lips. The lips are what touch the mouthpiece. It's just keeping that going. See? Just keeping that going. Just keeping that going. Crazy. 1, 2, 4, 8, 5 seconds. If you can do 5, you can do 10. There's the feeling of it. It's the tiniest movement in the corners, but you can feel the jaw start at the start, but we want to minimize the jaw movement and let the muscles twitch and just do it, but we're finding the shape. So that's obviously not there. 112. Couldn't quite get to the minute, and I started on E to A. That was clever. I'll give myself 50. Down and click, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 45 and 50. I think I might have got 55, but I'll take 5 seconds off for playing the wrong notes. Here we go. 200. So it doesn't take long. I'm talking a lot too. If I wasn't streaming and explaining stuff, if I was just doing this on my own, 25 minutes chart would be filled out. What? 5 seconds is a long time. So it's there, it's just not there for the whole time. I'll do 108, then I'll do 208, and we're done. Any questions, any thoughts? No. All right. 108. And I can't help myself. What are we working on it for? Freedom of playing all over the horn. And being able to change shape without kicking body. If I didn't keep the volume up, if it was all passive, notice that the low A, notice firstly when I'm talking, there's no stop of play and then start talking. It's the same thing. And notice that the low A, it's a great actually example, I haven't used that one before, but the low A is way louder than the high A, but the body's just doing the balloon thing. It's just doing that. And the lips are changing the pitch. Can you work on that, doing it passively, and then when we want to get the when you nudge the body a little bit to play the high note more loudly, does anything start to choke off? Do we get any of that feeling of the choking, the back pressure, the Valsalva maneuver? Same on the... One's passive, one's active. And does active create tension? That's what we're looking for. 108. And when you least expect it, out pops a minute. And again, why are we going to the extremes? Everything's about extreme. From extreme let go to extreme engagement. But even when the lungs were squeezing the last of the air out when we hit 55 and 60, how random is that? Just saying. This doesn't close up. Doesn't go into any of that. So if we can do that harmonic slow for a minute, when we're playing freely, just open. Everything's just... been demonstrating that that's all passive. It's a loud low note, soft middle note. And it was obviously active towards the end because the lungs are running out, so the body has to be involved. But this whole exercise here, no, it's not an exercise, it's a piece. And I've got to work on. There's only one note where it becomes active there, and that's the F, because I'm playing it loud at the end. I lied a little bit. I'm nudging it on the A and the C ever so slightly, but then a bit more of a foot down on the F. Tiny, it's only small percentage, but it's engagement. So those that were watching it yesterday and the last couple of days, when I get to that tia takata, it's just a programming thing that I've just had for years on that line. And I never perform this. I don't do this sort of playing, but it's fun to work on. And just recognizing little issues that we have in our playing that we've got to break right down. Oh, I'm confusing myself. Passive. Body's not involved. But I choke up on the A when I'm playing the whole pattern together. Hopefully by the end of this challenge, it'll be gone. Just so you know, it's not like I've spent the last 3 years working on this. I've spent the last 2.5 years building windworks and hardly touching my instrument. A few gigs here and there. Now it's time to develop some stuff as a demonstration of how to work on trick issues with our playing. I've got the double tongue right and stuffed everything else up. I'm messing the notes up. But anyway, just from talking about it the last few days and working on it, it's getting better. That's what it's all about. And if you're just interested in playing jazz, a bit of technical work like this is good for you. I'm not a jazz player. I don't know what I am. I don't know. I can play lead. I can improvise a little bit. I'd never play a concerto in front of an orchestra. There's plenty of people that do that really well. So I'm just a middle-of-the-road commercial player. But having these technical abilities is really handy. And it's more about an approach to practice. Recognizing, one, the response of the body, looking deep. Does the body start to choke off when we do things? And it's a structured. Have a look at this. Have a look at the graph. Look at the gradient there. We want all the boxes to be ticked. One day, harmonic slurs, 208 beats a minute, one breath. Good luck. We'll work on it. 208. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? 2, 4, 8, 5 seconds. Good luck. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can be done. Come back tomorrow. Try again. Never got 5 seconds at 208 on any note. It'll happen by the end of this challenge. So fill out your chart. We're done for the day. Well, I'm done. You can keep going. Sunday night here, and yeah, pretty standard 7:55. So it's about an hour by the time we chat and do all that sort of nonsense. And I look forward. I'm back again tomorrow doing trombone. I'm thinking with Mr. Quigley again tomorrow morning. And let's get week 3 happening. Come back, see how far you can develop regular practice, even when you don't feel like it. Come back and do a few minutes. It's tough, I know. That's part of the challenge, is actually making yourself do it every day. It's tough, but do it, and you'll thank me, and you'll thank yourself at the end of the 5 weeks. Have a great day, or great night. See you tomorrow.